Alright, wait, we're not done here yet? Jeez. We'll get there. Okay. Apparently we gotta go to the monorail central station. I don't know what it is. Apparently we're picking up dreams. Wait. Wait, what? Oh, they put you... Okay, they said it. Central Station. You know what? My dad works in a magic production factory. He's the boss of the whole place. I'm not the boss of anything, but I'm glad she's proud of me, though. Everything I do for her. Alright, go. The dream has been revealed. We're gonna read it. I forgot about these. I really did. I forgot these are long. Everyone in the marketplace hates the little girl. Wow, we're starting off that, or not yet 10 years old, but far from having outgrown the sweet innocence of childhood, she earns only open contempt from the grown-ups who have shops in the market. The reason is simple. She lies about everything. Hey, mister, I just saw a burglar go into your house. Look, lady, everything just fell off your shelves. Everybody, did you hear what the traveler said? Bandits are planning to attack this market. Even the most harmless white lies can be more annoying if repeated often, and the shopkeepers have found themselves growing angry. You better watch out for her, too. The lady greengrocer warns kind. Nobody here falls for her lies anymore. So she's always on the lookout for newcomers or strangers. Somebody like you would be the perfect target for her. She could be right. Kaim is new to the town. He arrived a few days ago. He has just started working in the marketplace today. What do our parents do? Asked while unloading a cart full of vegetables. The woman frowns and shakes her head with a sigh. She doesn't have any. They died? The mother did, at least. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. She was a healthy young woman who never so much as caught a cold in her life. Then one day she collapsed and that was it for her. But the father... She sighs more deeply than before and says he left the finest job in the city. The parents used to operate a variety store in the market, though the mother almost single-handedly took care of the actual buying and selling of many goods they carried. As soon as she died, the shop's fortunes took a plunge until it was eventually taken over by someone else. The father went out to the distant capital city in search of a good-paying job that would enable him to cover their debts. He promised to come back in 6 months, but he's been gone a whole year now. Letters used to arrive from him on occasion. Care of his friend, the tailor, but those two gave out about 6 months ago. I guess you could say it's sad for such a little girl to be waiting around for her father to come home, but still. The girl now sleeps in the corner of the communal storehouse run by the people of the marketplace. We all used to talk about taking care of her, to be stand-in parents for her until her father comes back. This is no surprise to Kyle. He knows from his own experience that all the people who work in the marketplace, and not just this plump, kindly woman, are good-hearted and generous despite their limited means. Otherwise, they would never have hired a stranger like himself. But before long, before that first 6 months went by, we were all heartily sick of her. She was a sweet, simple girl while her mother was alive, but this experience has left her kind of twisted. Our sweetness is gone. Of course, we all feel sorry for her. And we take turns feeding her and dressing her in hand-me-downs, but the way she keeps telling lies to all grown-ups cares about her anymore. Why can't she see that? She must be lonely, don't you think? With a pained smile, the woman shrugs and says, "That's enough gabbing for one day. Work, work." She goes back inside the shop. Time is sorting the vegetables he has unloaded in front of the shop when he hears a little voice behind him. "Hi, mister, you new here?" It's the girl. Uh-huh. You're not from the town, are you? No, I'm not. Are you living upstairs while you work here? For a while. At least that's what I'm hoping to do. I'll tell you a secret, okay? It's starting already. Okay? He says without pausing. There's a ghost in this marketplace. The people here don't tell anybody about it because it's bad for business. But it's really here. I see it all the time. Really? Responds with. He decides to play along with her rather than scolding her for lying. In this endlessly long life of his, he has encountered a number of children who have lost their parents or abandoned them, or been abandoned by them. The sadness and loneliness of children who have been cast into the wide world alone are exactly what Kine feels himself as he continues to wander through the infinite flow of time. What kind of ghost? A woman. And I know who she is. It's the ghost of the mother who lost her child, she says. Her little girl, her only child, died in an epidemic. Outcome with grief, the mother chose to die, and now her ghost appears in the market every night, searching for her daughter. The poor mother, she killed herself so she could be with her daughter, but she can't find her in the other world either, so she keeps looking for her here and calling out, "Where are you? Hurry and come with mommy to the other world." The girl tells her story with deadly seriousness. "Don't you think it's sad?" she asks, tears in her eyes, which is precisely why Kyle knows it's lying. Even if he had not been warned by the woman, he would know this was a lie based on what she told him about the girl's background. He arranges bunches of well-ripened grapes in a display crate and asks the girl, "Why do you think the mother can't find her daughter?" "What?" They stare. "Well, the girl is not in the other world, and she's not wandering around this area. But where is she?" I mean this to be a cross-examination. He simply feels that someone who lies out of sorrow can have a far easier time of it by recognizing the lie for what it is. The loneliness of a girl who has lost her mother and has been abandoned by her father, consistent not telling one little lie, but in having to keep on lying. Now that you mention it, that's a good point. Really? Where did the girl go? The girl is right here. Before he could do so, she continues. "This is the first time anyone asked me to. You're kind of different. I wonder." "No, you are. You're different. I think we can be friends." Not Kime smiles back at her, saying nothing. Just then, they hear the lady greengrocer coming from the back of the shop, and the girl dashes away. Just before she disappears around the corner into the alleyway, the girl gives Kime a slow wave of his to say, "See you soon." For the first time, the face of the girl, with the all too grown-up speaking style, shows a hint of childishness beneath her years. The girl begins coming to see Kime at the shop several times a day when the lady grocers are around. She tells him one lie after another. "I baked cookies with my mother last night. I wanted to give you some, but they were so good I ate them all. Bandits kidnapped me when I was a little baby. But my father came to save me and beat up all the bandits, so I didn't get killed. My house, it's a big white one at the foot of a mountain. You're new here, so you probably don't know it. It's the biggest house in town. I don't have a family. You're all alone, poor Kyle. I wish I could share some of my happiness with you." All her lies were born of sorrow, sad, lonely lies. She could never tell to the mark to those who will know her background. At the end of every chat, as she is leaving, the girl holds her finger to say, "It's our little secret. Don't tell the lady grocer." Of course, it's nothing to anyone. If he happens to find himself in a situation where the market people are speaking ill of the girl, he quietly slips away. Lies and disparagement, oh my goodness, are funny things. They don't take shape because someone tells them, but rather because someone listens to and voices agreement with them. A truly isolated individual can never speak ill of anyone. The same could be said regarding lies. Because she has someone to tell her lies to, the girl need not fall into the abyss of true isolation. To protect her small sad share of happiness, Kime plays the role of her listener, raising no objections. One day when the girl comes to Kime, she takes special care not to be noticed by the lady grocer or by the owners of the neighboring shops. "Tell me, mister, are you planning to stay here a long time?" "No, I'm not. No vegetables or fruit. You'll be leaving when you save up enough money, probably. But you don't have enough yet." "In there." This is a white lie of his own. He already has enough money to support himself on the road. Nor has he taken his current living because he needs money so badly. He is here because he has not found a destination he wants to travel to. A journey without a destination is an endless journey. Wise men say that you need dreams and goals in life, but dreams to accomplish and goals to realize shine as guideposts in life precisely because life is finite. So then, what should be the dreams and goals of one who has been burdened with a life that has no end? Time is not a journey to be hurried, nor is it one that can be hurried. Perhaps drifting day after day with no destination could not even be called a journey. "If I were you," said the girl, "I would get out of this marketplace as soon as I have saved up enough for 2 or 3 days of traveling." Would you? With a silent pace. What would be the look on the girl's face if Kime were to tell her, "I'm staying here for you"? "I am finding the meaning of my life for now and providing you with a listener for your lies." The moment these words came to mind, words he had never actually, he could actually He can never actually speak to her. The girl looks around feverishly and says, if you want to get out of here soon, I know a good way you can do it. A good way? Sneak into the tailor's and steal his money. There's a little pot in the cabinet. The back of the shop is full of money. You telling me to steal it? Yes. She looked straight at Kime without the slightest show of doubt in her eyes. In all seriousness, she goes on to explain that Taylor deserves to have his place robbed. The money in the pot, she says, is tainted. I know this girl. A good friend of mine, she says, and it's so sad about her. Her mother died and her father went off to work in the capital, and she's all alone. Her father was supposed to come and get her after 6 months. She hasn't heard a thing from her. No, wait. But she didn't? Oh, she's saying, I know this girl. That would be the lie. Because the rest is true about her. Herself. Is there some connection between your friend and Taylor? Of course, close connection. What's really happening is the father was sending her money every month the way he was supposed to help make her life in the town a little easier. And he kept writing to her. He wanted to tell her he found a good job in the city and she should come to live with him right away. He's too busy to come for her. And he sent her money for the trip, but none of the letters or the money ever reached the girl. Why do you think that is? The mistake he made was to send the letters in money's care. And the money care of the tailor. He's been keeping all the money for himself. In order to prop up one sad lie to the girl, that's probably a lie that can hurt another person. This is the saddest thing of all. The lock on the tailor's back door would be really easy to break, the girl answers. She galloped away without waiting for the guy's reply. The thing is, a girl broke into Taylor's shop last night. She saw a number of burglars sneaking in late at night after the marketplace emptied out. Oh my. That must have been just terrible. She was already not taking the girl's head. But it's true though, I really saw them. Look, little girl. I've had about all I can take from you. You're such a little liar. It scares me to death to think about you growing up to be a burglar or a con artist or something. I'm busy trying to open my shop now. Do you mind? Try it on someone else. She's hardly through speaking when someone outside shouts, "Help! Somebody come! The tailor is standing in the street." But burglars! They took all my money! The girl was not lying. That much is certain. But all too accustomed to her lies, people now suggest the possibility of another kind of lie. Maybe she did it. What do you think? So it begins. I think you may be right. Talk about play acting. Put it past her. Even if we have to get a little rougher, no objections to the suggestion. Some run off to the storeroom, others start searching the marketplace. Can't find her anywhere. The storehouse is empty. She ran away with the money. As the searchers return with their reports, understands everything. After all, her sad lies, the girl has left behind one final truth. She couldn't have gotten far. Yeah, we can still catch her. The little thief? Wait till I get my hands. It was... all on the road, blocking their way. Knows if he felt like that, he could knock them all down and they wouldn't be able to lay a finger. Instead, he relaxes. What? Sorry, I stole it. What do you... do what you like with me, I'm ready. He broke through the wall of men shouting at him. How could you... I wanted the money, that's all. And you're not just saying this to protect the girl? The woman's... It was in the pot in the cab. It's true, he must have done it. I had the potty in the pot. He's the thief. The money wasn't the only thing in the pot, though, was it? What are you saying? You had some letters in there, too. Letter from the girl's father. It's true, though. No, there couldn't have been any letters. I threw them all. But it's too late. What's this all about? No, I mean, you better tell us everything. Some days later, 2 letters arrived from the girl addressed to the lady at the grocery store and the nice man upstairs. Kime's letter says the girl managed to find her father in the capital. There's no way of knowing if this is true or not. It is hard to imagine a little girl finding her, knowing his address or workplace. Still, he decided to believe it. When the girl's letter says, I am happy now. Human beings are the only animals that lie. Lies to deceive people. Lies the benefits of lies to protect one's heart from the threat of crushing loneliness and sorrow. If there was no lies in this world, much strife and misunderstanding would surely disappear. On the other hand, perhaps it is believed this world is a mixture of truths and lies. People have learned to believe. When he has started reading his letter, and turns to the woman, concentrating on her own letters, she shyly raises her hand when she says, looking at her, I give up, she declares. Listen to this. I'm so grateful to you and the others in the market for all you've done for me. Forget you as long as I live. A liar to the bitter end, that girl, she says, smiling through her tears. I forgot how long these are. If you thought that was fun to read, wait up, because we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to do in this place. Yeah, can I save, please? So yeah.
Has already completed development of their own magic train, and up until now there has been criticism that our own Urim research was falling behind. However, this new development has rendered that criticism meaningless. Many fellow researchers and engineers were present at the unveiling of this new technology, asking many questions about the new development.
Really?
Yesterday, the Urim Central Council announced that they are evaluating a revised draft of basic plans for the magic revolution. This new proposal would allow for more.
At least we're getting these out of the way. There's 31 of these, probably more considering we have add-ons and stuff. But yeah. We'll get there though. We'll get to the fun part of this game down sometime. We'll just combat and such. The story's good, it's just... Oh wait, there we go. Is this the same fam? Daughter and... A dream has been revealed. Yay, my favorite. White flowers. Lovely white flowers mark the town. They bloom on every street corner. not in beds or fields set aside for their cultivation, but blending naturally in profusion with every row of houses, as though the buildings and the blessed blossoms have grown up together. The season is early spring, and snow still lingers on the nearby mountains, but the stretch of ocean that gently laps the town's southern shore is bathed in refulgent sunlight. This is an old and prosperous harbor town. Even now, each day its piers see many cruise ships and freighters come and go. They've got cruise ships in this time. Interesting. And history. Its history, however, is sharply divided between the time before and the time after. An event that happened one day long ago. People here prefer not to talk about it. The watershed and graved upon the town's chronologically. The memories are too sorrowful to make stories out of them. Time knows this, and because he knows it, he has come here once again. Passing through, the tavern masters asked him. At the sound of his voice, Kime responds with a slight smile. You're here for the festival, I suppose. You should take your time and enjoy it. The man is in high spirits. He has joined his customers and glass after glass until now, and is quite red in the face, but no one shows any signs of blaming him for overindulging. Every seat in the tavern is filled, and the air reverberates with laughter. Happy voices can be heard now and then, as well from the road outside. The entire town is celebrating. Once each year, the festival has people making merry all night long until the sun comes up. I hope you've got a room for the rate, sir. For the night, sir. Too late to find one now. Every inn is full to overflowing, so it seems. Not that anyone would be foolish enough to spend a night like this quietly tucked away under the covers in his room. The tavern master winks at Kime, as if to say, not you, sir, I'm sure. Tonight, we're gonna have the biggest, wildest party you've ever seen. And everyone's invited, locals or not. Drink, food, gambling, women. Just let me know what you want. I'll make sure you have it. Ryan sips his drink and says nothing. Because he is planning to stay awake all night, he has not taken a room, though he has no plans to enjoy the festival either. Kime will be offering up a prayer at the hour before dawn, when the night is at its darkest and deepest. He will leave the town, set off by the morning sun as it pokes its face up between the mountains of the sea, just as it did at the time of his last visit. Back then, the tavern master, who a few minutes ago was telling one of his regular customers that his first grandchild is about to be born, was himself just an infant. Oh. This one's on me. Drink up, says the tavern master, filling Kime's shot glass. Says, you did come for the festival, didn't you? No, not really. Don't tell me you didn't know about it. You mean you came here by pure chance? Afraid so. Well, if you came on business, forget it. You'll never get serious talk out of anybody on a special night like this. The tavern master goes on to explain what is so special about this night. You must have heard something about it. Once, a long, long time ago, this town was almost completely destroyed. There are two kinds of events that divide history into before and after. One is the birth or death of some great personage, a hero or a survivor. The other is something like a war, a plague, or natural disaster. What divided this town's history into before and after was a violent earthquake. It happened without warning and gave the soundly sleeping people of the town no chance to flee. A crack opened up in the earth with a roar, and roads and buildings just fell to pieces. Fires started and they spread in a twinkling of an eye. Almost everyone was killed. Mm. 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 You probably can't imagine it. All I know is what they taught me in school. And what does Resurrection Festival mean to a kid? It was just something that happened once upon a time. I live here, and that's all it means to me. So a traveler like you probably can't even begin to imagine what it was like. Is that what they call this holiday? Resurrection Festival? Uh-huh. The town was resurrected from a total ruin to this. That's what the celebration is all about. Kind gives a man a grim smile and sips his liquor. What's so funny? Mr. Ass. Oh, it's more. Last time I was here, last time I was here, they were calling it Earthquake Memorial Day. It wasn't a festival for this kind of worlds. What are you talking about? It's been the Resurrection Festival since I was a kid. That was before you were old enough to remember anything. Huh? Before that. They called it the Constellation of the Spirits. They burn a candle for each person who died to pray for them to rest in peace. It was a sad festival, lots of crying. Sound like you sound as if you saw it happening yourself. I did. A loud snort. You look sober. You must be plastered out of your mind. Now listen, it's festival night. I'm gonna let you off the hook for pulling my leg. But don't say stuff like that in front of the others. All of our ancestors, mine included, are the ones who barely escape with their lives. Time knows full well what he is doing. He never expected the man to believe him. He just wanted to find out for himself whether the townspeople were still handing down the memories of the tragedy, whether deep down behind their laughing faces there still lingered the sorrow that had been passed down from their forefathers' times. Mm-hmm. Called away by one of his other customers, the tavern master leaves Kime's side, but not without first delivering a warning. Be careful what you say, sir. That kind of nonsense could give you in trouble. Really, think about it. The earthquake happened all of 200 years ago. So answer him. Instead, he sips his liquor in silence. Among the ones who died in the tragedy 200 years ago were his wife and daughter. Wait, what? Of all the dozens of wives and hundreds of children that Crime has had in his eternal life, the wife and child he had here were especially unforgettable. In those days, Kaim had a job at the harbor. There were just the three of them. He, his wife, and their little girl. They lived simply and happily. The same kind of days that had preceded today would continue and on into endless tomorrows. Everyone in town believed that, including Kaim's wife and daughter, of course. But Kaim knew differently, precisely because his own life was long, without end, and he had consequently tasted the pain of countless partings. He knew all too well that the daily life of humans was no forever. This life his family was leading would have to end sometime. It could not go on unchanged. This was by no means a cause for sorrow. However, denied a grasp upon forever, human beings know how to love and cherish the here and now. He loved to show his daughters flowers. The more fragile and short-lived, the better. Flowers that bloom with the morning sun and scattered before the sun went down. They were everywhere in this harbor town. Lovely white flowers that bloomed in early spring. His daughter loved the flowers. She was a gentle child who would never break off blossoms that had struggled so bravely to bloom. Instead, she simply watched them for hours at a time. That year, too. Look how big the buds are. They'll be blooming any time now, she said happily when she found the white flowers on the road near the house. Tomorrow, maybe? Wondered aloud. Absolutely, his wife chimed in merrily. Get up early tomorrow morning and have a look. Poor little flowers, though, said the daughter. It's nice when they bloom, but then they wither right away. All the better, said Kime's wife. It's good luck if you see them blooming. That makes it more fun. It may be fun for us, Angela, but think about the floor flowers. They work so hard to open up, and they wither that same day. It's sad. Well, yes, I guess so. A momentary air of sadness floated in the room, but Cricus was just spelled it with a laugh. Happiness is not the same as longevity, he proclaimed. What does that mean? It may not bloom for long, but the flower's happy. It can open up prettiest blossom and give off the sweetest perfume. It knows how to make while it is blooming. having trouble grasping this is simply not a little sigh. She then broke into a smile and said, "It must be true if you say so." More beautiful than any flower in full bloom. Should have said it to her. Regretted that he had not. The words he had uttered so carelessly he came to realize turned out to be something of a prophecy. Well now, Katie, he said, if you're getting up early to see the flowers tomorrow morning, you better go to bed right now. I have to. Go to bed now. Okay, then good night. Hey, dear. Good night, dear. I'm going to bed now. Trying one last cup to ease the tea. These turned out to be the last words the family shared. A violent earthquake struck the town before dawn. It collapsed in a heap of rubble. William's two loved ones departed for that distant other world before they could awaken in their deep sleep and without ever having a chance to say good morning to him. The morning sun rose on the town that had been destroyed in an instant. Amid the marble, the flowers were blooming. The white flowers that Kai's daughter had wanted so badly to see. Kai thought to lay a flower in offering on his daughter's corpse, but it ended in mind. The idea, he could not bring himself to pick a flower. No one, no living being on the face of the earth, he realized, had the right to snatch the life of a flower that possessed that life for only one short day. Could never say to his daughter, "You go first to heaven and wait for me. I'll be there before long." Nor would he ever know the joy of reunion with his loved ones. To live for 1,000 years meant bearing the pain of 1,000 years of partings. Kai continued his journey. A dizzying number of years and months flew by. Years and months during which numberless wars and natural calamities scourged the earth. People were born and they died. They loved each other and were parted from the ones they loved. There were joy beyond measure and sorrows just as measureless. People fought and argued without end. They also loved and forgave each other endlessly. Thus was history built up as the tears of the past evolved gradually into prayers for the future. Kai continued his long journey. After a while, he rarely thought about his wife and daughter, whom he spent those short days in the harbor town. But he never forgot them, and Kai continued his long journey. In the course of his travels, he stopped by this harbor town again. As the night deepened, the din and the crowds only increased. But now, as a hint of light comes into the eastern sky without a signal from anyone, the noise gives way to silence. Kai had been standing in the town's central square. The revelers, too, have found their way here one at a time until almost before he knows it, the stone-paved plaza is filled with people. Kai feels a tap on the shoulder. "I didn't expect to find you here." Gives him a silent spell. The tavern master looks somewhat embarrassed and says, "There's something I forgot to tell you before." "Oh?" "Well, you know, the earthquake happened a long time ago. Before my father and mother's time, even before my grandparents' generation. It might sound funny to me to say this, but I can't imagine this town in ruins." "I know what you mean. I do think, though, that there are probably things in this world that you can't remember, even if you haven't actually experienced them. Like the earthquake." "I haven't forgotten it, and I'm not the only one. It may have happened 200 years ago, but nobody in this town has ever forgotten it. We can't imagine it, but we can't forget it either." Just as Kime nods again to signal his understanding, a somber melody echoes throughout the square. This is the hour when the earthquake destroyed the town. All the people assembled here closed their eyes, clasped their hands together, and offered up a prayer. The tavern master and Kime among them. To Kime's closed eyes came the smiling faces of his dead wife and daughter. Why are they so beautiful and so sad? These faces that believe with all their hearts that tomorrow is sure to come. Is this just all these? I forget. And the music ends. The morning sun climbs above the horizon, and everywhere throughout the town blooms countless white flowers. In 200 years, the white flowers have changed. The scientists have hypothesized the earthquake may have changed the nature of the soil itself, but nobody knows the cause for sure. The lives of the flowers have lengthened. Really? Where they where they bloom where they bloom would bloom and wither in the space of a single day. Now they hold their blooms for 3 or 4 days at a time. Moistened by the dew of night, bathed in the light of the sun. The white flowers strove to live their lives to the fullest, beautifying the town as if striving to live out the portion of life denied to those whose tomorrows were snatched away from them to forever. Ugh, there's so many of these. Okay, now we gotta go to the tavern. Alright, we're gonna do another one. And another. Approach the counter. What is... Him? No. This is the shop. This is not the tavern. Okay, tavern's down here. And the thing is, I would skip these, but like I said, if we do, there's a chance I cannot get them again. So we gotta get all these dreams. Hold on, you're fresh from the battlefield too, aren't you? Guess we both owe someone upstairs big time, huh? I kind of feel like a heel, thinking about all my dead buddies, but having another chance to see your family, well, that's a great feeling. I didn't think I'd actually make it out of this alive after all. I have no idea what I'm gonna do when it's time to knock on my family's front door. You know what? Hang on. Let me write this down real quick. I have an idea for this. I have an idea. How about every hour we just read one of these? Like after an hour. Or at least within the hour time. And then yeah. And then at least then we'll beat them. Cancel. A hero's return. I said cancel. I used to work as a jail warden. It's so strange to see prisoners start riots over and over again. All it did was extend their sentences, you know? Right, well, why they kept on acting like that way, really. Okay. Cancel. In the mind of a captive. Yeah, we're just trying to accelerate this a little bit. Who knows, maybe we can just do... There. Match engines. I think it can just up and take my damn job away from me. Come on, Dad. I gotta get you home already. Yeah. So now we have 3 of these. We have 3 of these to read later. I just want to get to the fun part of the game, though. Okay, return to the Great Gate. I wish there was another way to get to the gate. That was a little bit fast. Oh, there we go. Great Gate. Nice. Alright. So, yeah, that's... So are there enemies here? I just want to see where it goes. Hold on. Okay, you are in the back. Right here, no one's allowed to hit this point. Okay, good enough for me. Dun, dun, dun.
Quick, easy, Buck. I just gotta follow him. This is like a death march.
Hey, we gotta get through that? There's no road!
Pull yourself together. If this is all it takes to wear you out, we're in trouble.
Yeah, well, I don't wear out in bed.
Once we get through here,
Wow.
Epsilon Range. Those mountains are steep and rugged. The weather is unpredictable. And since the ground is unstable, we have to be on the lookout for rock slides too. Of course, I expect to see you take a tumble into the canyon before we see any rocks doing it.
Yeah, funny. You know, Lord Gungora was saying you have a problem with your memory, right? I mean, you sure know these mountains well enough. And of course, you know you shave your legs every day and you pluck your eyebrows. And you owe me money, so I'm confused. You sure you really don't remember?
My body remembers.
What?
There was a time when I used to rush through here. I was a pirate, and supposedly I also went through these mountains. But I just don't know what the truth is. I don't have any answers.
Huh. Well, what about you? Did anyone tell you what you once were?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Well, since you're so upbeat and happy, I doubt if anyone would remember you.
That's fine with me.
Oh?
My body also remembers.
How so?
Just that it was painful. If I happen to remember, and my past didn't amount to much, then I think it's probably better to have never remembered.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Kaim, there's no need to rush it. Your memories will come back gradually. And they're not all bad.
What? No breaks?
You just had one.
Yeah, how about some water? A little fruit? How about a foot massage? My feet don't stink. Kaim, you up for that? Hello?
The fact you would ask time for that. Let's start. Alright, got it. Alright. I'm gonna take a quick break. This is a short one. And then, we will continue with this. We're gonna go all night. At least most, probably until like 1 or 2 o'clock, I don't know.